Good afternoon, and welcome to Educate Our Youth Virtual College Tour. Our guest this afternoon is Ms. Paula Payton. She's a recruiter. She is administration counselor and a tour coordinator for Claflin University. And I'm Janet Keith Thompson. I am the co-founder and CEO of the Mamie Keith and Allen Bradley Educational Foundation, also known as Educate Our Youth. The mission of Educate Our Youth is to make college more accessible through education, mentoring, professional development, and other means available to students by offering programs such as the ACT, SAT workshops, tour college campuses, assist with financial aid, applying for financial aid, financial literacy, youth entrepreneurship, and academics and athletes. So good afternoon, Paula.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Paula. I answered both.
Well, tell our viewers a little bit about yourself.
Well, let's see. I'm Paula Payton. She already let you know I work at Claflin University. I'm a graduate of Tuskegee University, animal science business option. But I worked in the animal field for about almost 10 years. I'll just put the layman term out there. I was a hog farmer, Miss Thompson. I was a Fairwind department head because that was my major at Tuskegee. I then moved to Orangeburg, South Carolina to get my master's degree at South Carolina State in agricultural. And I ended up getting a job at Claflin University as their recruiter. I then changed my master's to individual and family development. And that's where I am at Claflin right now. And I'm the recruiter, tour coordinator, admissions counselor, so many hats. I'm married to a lovely man named Tony Payton. I have one child who happens to be my miniature Doberman Pinscher. And it's just the three of us.
Okay, great. Well, I'm a dog lover too. And you have, your education is very broad, so you can do a lot of things. So before we get into our conversations about Claflin, I'd like to show our audience a little bit about Claflin and what the campus looked like.
Okay.
Welcome to Claflin University, the oldest historically Black college and university in the state of South Carolina. Since its founding in 1869, Claflin has been dedicated to providing a student-centered liberal arts education grounded in cutting-edge research, experiential learning, state-of-the-art technology, community service, and lifelong personal and professional fulfillment. The university is home to over 2,000 proud Panther students, and we look forward to welcoming more each semester. When you become a student at Claflin University, our faculty and staff of the freshman college are ready to help you make a seamless transition into college life. Claflin University is rich in tradition, and we mark our new students' life-changing move into college with our annual parting ceremony. During the celebration, our new students are welcomed to the university with cheers and encouragement from Claflin faculty, staff, and current students. As a student in the freshman college, you will receive academic advising, build community with students, faculty, and staff, attend assembly, gain access to tutoring, and attend academic programs designed to help you succeed in your first year and beyond. The residence halls of Claflin University will become your home base as you launch your college life, experience new things, and explore your interests and make new friends. 10 on-campus residence halls and 1 off-campus facility offers different type of housing from traditional rooms to suite-style apartment living. Upperclassmen and honor students are given priority in choice of accommodations. Inside the classroom is where many of our students spend a bulk of their time when they're not in their residence halls. Each historic building on campus is home to one of the many undergraduate and graduate degrees the university has to offer. Claflin University offers a broadband education in liberal arts, sciences, and professional education. 40 undergraduate academic programs are offered in 4 schools: the School of Education, School of Humanities and Social Sciences, School of Business, and School of Natural Sciences and Mathematics. Classes are offered online in both graduate and undergraduate programs. Life at Claflin is so much more than academics. We are a community equally dedicated to involvement, exploration, recreation, and service. With over 70 clubs and organizations, including all 9 organizations of the Divine Nine, there's something for everyone. On any given day, you can find students enjoying the South Carolina weather on Panther Plaza or talking over a great meal option in the dining hall or the student center. We take pride in providing the best student experience for all of our Panthers. Claflin University Athletics Department sponsors 11 team sports that compete in a National Collegiate Athletic Association Division II. Claflin has 10 sports that compete in the Central Intercollegiate Athletic Association. The university's baseball program is a member of the Peach Belt Conference. Claflin University offers a student-centered living and learning environment, which provides opportunities for academic, social, cultural, and spiritual growth. The university continues to produce visionary leaders who return back and give back as active and engaged alumni. We can't wait to welcome new students each semester, and we hope to see you here.
Beautiful campus. It's really nice. Yes, it's been a while since I've been on Claflin campus, but it's very nice. I see a lot of improvements. So tell me, what is the criteria for admissions into Claflin to, be a student on that beautiful campus?
All right. Well, for that student, you have to have a 2.8 GPA. You want to have an SAT score of an 880. And for your ACT score, you want to have at least a 17. And that is for if you're trying to become a freshman at Claflin. For those students who would like to transfer to Claflin, which we love, transferring into Claflin, you have to have a 2.0. So a lot of people think we go by the freshman requirement, but once you transfer from another university, you've already started. So you just have to maintain a GPA of a 2.0 at that university and be in good academic standing with that university. And then you'll be able to come on over to Claflin. And the same thing for those international students that we already have.
Oh, okay, great. So you're asking the same secondary requirements and high school courses. Those are the same?
Yes.
What are they?
Yeah. You want to have, for admission, you want to have 4 years of literature, which is basically English, 4 years of mathematics. Social sciences, you want to have at least 4 years of the social sciences, which is basically history. And your foreign language, you can have 2, but we require 1. If you have 2, that's lovely, but we require 1. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
And then of course, if you have any experience in laboratory science, some students are able to have that, but if you don't worry about it. But that's not a requirement, but it does count as a credit if you do have it.
So Claflin, so you would accept AP and IB credits as well, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And explain to folks what I know AP is advanced prep.
It's like an advanced placement examination that you take to opt out of certain classes. And the international baccalaureate is basically the same thing. I have that here. That's when you have taken those internationally standardized exams that wherever you are. So therefore you kind of test out and you don't have to, once you've passed those credits in high school, you move on to your general courses, but more beyond your general courses, because 9 times out of 10, those students are more than likely going into the honors college.
Oh, I got you. When I worked for ETS, we would get fee waivers. So do y'all accept fee waivers for freshmen?
Oh, yes, ma'am. We definitely do fee waivers. If you're applying online, don't worry about it. It will ask you about a fee waiver, but you can move past the fee waiver and it's not a problem. We won't call you and send you an invoice saying, no, send the fee. So you're good.
Okay. So what do I do as a parent for the first steps that my child need to do in preparing to enter Claflin?
All right. Well, the first thing that you would like to prepare for as a parent is sitting with that student and filling out that application, or letting them fill the application out on their own, which I definitely recommend. but do the checking over it, just making sure you don't want to hold their hand through the process and you end up doing all the work, but you want to show them how to be independent when you're not around. So definitely check
Okay.
that document for the application. And then the next step is definitely going to involve the parent, because we're going to need them to get their FAFSA ID. That's that financial aid ID. And that requires
Right.
transcripts from your taxes and things of that nature that your parents more than likely will be able to get a hold of. So you definitely want to get that information in. And as a parent, that's how you can help and get those signatures so that the FAFSA won't be rejected. Then you'll have to start over again and send those documents in. So that's something that the parent can look forward to,
Okay.
getting those taxes together.
Okay. Well, listen, it's been really crazy in this country since March, dealing with this pandemic. So what are the Claflin plans for instructions this fall?
Well, for this fall, we're taking it, as of now, we're due back to campus on August the 14th is our move-in date. And we're taking all the CDC precautions of how to put things in place for the students. We've gotten cubicle dividers in the rooms now, so that
Okay.
you used to have two beds in a room, but now it's like you're in your own individual space. So
Okay.
you're only allowing two persons in the room because we have suites, and usually that's 3 to 4 people, but we're only allowing
Right.
two, and they're dividing things. We have tests now. We don't have testing going on, but we're doing temperatures as students enter into classrooms, as students enter onto campus. But we have places out there. We have our infirmary on campus that has that contact for those testing sites if we have to have students to be tested. But right now, we're just following the guidelines of the CDC and preparing to open back up.
So will they be online or hybrid classes? Or are
Well,
they
we're
going to be
doing
in
both.
class?
They'll be both. It'll be all
Oh,
three. We'll have those students who opt to stay at home, and they'll be working online from their home. Then you have students who are on campus, and those students can go to class, but they're different schedules for the same class. Like you have a Monday class, you may not have to go to class until Wednesday again, but with a certain set of students, like 6 students only. The other part of
okay.
the class will do hybrid. They'll be in their rooms online. And then
Okay.
so we're doing a little bit of everything, but what works the best is what we're going to end up doing. And I'm feeling that it's going to be the hybrid classes, since, we're still somewhat in the thick of this, but you never know
Yeah.
what happens in 2 weeks. I don't want to, predict anything.
Right. Yeah, because it would be a hard decision for me to send my child, to
Right,
public school or college. That would be a hard decision to do.
right.
Um, so listen, how do you access Claflin emails account? I mean, what do the students need to do to
Once they get accepted, they get their
mhm.
packet, and it has all those things in there. But once you get to how to set up your email, you'll have to get a password, you'll have to get a username, a Claflin email, and therefore that happens once you get accepted and you send in your fees. So the way to get that information is to pay that 120, which is your room fee and your technology fee. And you can do the 120, and if you're not going to be on campus, you can do $60, which pays for your technology fee. And that is how
Okay.
you get access to your Claflin password, username, and all of that information.
So what chances for admission to be affected if a person applies for financial aid?
Well, if they apply for financial aid and admissions, they really don't have a lot to do with each other because we have different requirements. So once you get accepted into Claflin, that's when your financial aid will start working for you, because it'll get your awards letter, the EFC, all the things that are turned in for financial aid for that student's account. Then that's how we work together. The acceptance, once the acceptance starts, then you get your awards letter from our financial aid department. And we have a code for Claflin, which is 003424. And that is how you
Oh,
get your information transferred to Claflin.
oh, I see. So let me ask you this. Claflin policy on submissions of supplemental materials like reading, musical, recording, artistic portfolios. So that's part of the criteria when applying, and that's something extra.
That's extra. There's certain things that they want you to do. So what persons who want to get into the humanities, which would be music, art, things of that
Mhm.
nature, You have to go to www.claflin.edu and you click on the humanities link, and it'll show you everything that you would need to do to get ready for those auditions. They have auditions, and of course, now they're probably going to be virtual auditions, but at the same time, that information comes out at the beginning, right after orientation around September. So that is how you can get that information and find out where you can send videos and certain things like that to those persons that you're trying to get in contact, like mass comm, which is journalism, public speaking, music, art, things of that nature.
So auditions is primarily for if you major in music, things of that nature, or artistic, on the artistic side. But you don't have to audition, and it's not a requirement to audition or write an essay to enter Claflin, is it?
Oh, no, 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 no. Like you said in the beginning, those are the extra things. They aren't required, but a little savoir faire doesn't hurt anybody's application.
Exactly. So tell me, what it's like to be a first-year student at Claflin?
Oh, let me tell you about me. Okay. Oh, no.
Okay.
When I got there, when I was working, I started working at Claflin in 2000, and it felt like I was a student all over again. But from what I see as a new student, it's always an energizing thing because the campus is such a warm place to enter as a freshman. It's like you never met a stranger when you come on Claflin's campus.
Okay.
And when you're at Claflin, when you're on the campus, you don't feel like there's nothing wrong with the city of Orangeburg, but you just don't feel like you're in Orangeburg. It feels like you're in like Claflin, Wakanda.
Okay. It's like a little city all to itself.
Yes, ma'am.
So do y'all have an athletic department?
Yes, we do. We have a great athletics department. We have baseball, we have track and field, we have softball. We also have women's basketball and men's basketball. And I just have to give a shout out to our track team in 2006, when the Olympics, I think that was 2016. We had one of our runners made it to the sixth heat in the Olympics. His name is Brandon Valentine. So we do have an Olympic runner.
Okay.
On the books.
Congratulations. Congratulations. So what percentage of students graduate from Claflin in a 4-year time?
In a 4-year time? I think that,
yeah, it's taking them a little longer now to graduate, but
just a little bit longer.
Some students that are coming out in 4 years.
Right.
What is that percentage?
The graduation rate for 4 years is 73%. In 6 years, 84%.
Okay. So is administrators, your registrar's office, financial aid, your office, are y'all accessible to students? When I was in school, sometimes it would take you 2 or 3 days to talk to somebody in the registrar's office, So are y'all more accessible to the students nowadays?
Yeah, we have to curb the appetite to the way the students eat, and they eat with quick gratification is what they like. So we don't have time to, ask, well, what day are you available? You're here now. Let's go ahead and get it solved, because you have to go with the urgency of what's going on in the world today. And millennials, they're about quickness and getting things done. So that's how we like to operate.
So tell me, is there support help for students, like in I guess in reading or tutoring sessions? Those type of labs, research labs, or reading labs, math labs, and those kind of things are available for students as well.
They have peer tutors, and they also have work peers, and they work together. So as you come in as a freshman, you are given an OL leader, and you follow that OL leader until your sophomore year. And then on your sophomore year, if you still need help, they have peer tutoring all over campus for all divisions. Sciences, humanities, education, and also business. So there's no reason for you not to have help. And there are 12 labs with 100. We have about 200 and something, 200 to 300 and something computers on campus now. And I know it's going to double because of the new funding and grants that have come in for technology, not only for HBCUs, but for private institutions as well.
Oh, yes, exactly. So what type of majors do students typically study, and what are the graduation rates, and do they get good jobs after completing graduation?
Yes, my favorite is the sciences because I'm from the sciences. I'm a biology
Okay.
undergrad, and so the sciences is our main major, especially like biology, biochemistry, biotechnology, cyberspace security, and forensics. We are one of the only institutions, HBCUs, that has a complete full forensics lab that some of the counties around us and some counties it's like Columbia, Richland, and Lexington. They're
Yeah.
using our facilities for forensics because they're
Oh,
trying
okay.
to
Okay.
solve crime. So we're the CSI right here in the middle of the Midlands.
Okay. Okay. As a matter of fact, I think there was a summer program that was offered through the TRIO program, where
Hmm.
students from high school attend Claflin
Yeah,
to
during
work
the
on
summer.
that.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. So they do great things. Now, I recall Claflin at one time was rated number one among HBCUs. How is Claflin rated now?
Well, that was maybe, I think that was back in 2014. We've had some things happen and change and things of that nature, but we're still in the top 10. We're the number nine HBCU. So therefore,
Okay.
we're still in the rankings.
You
We've
are.
had some people kind of, go above us, but no one is doing it the way we're doing it at Claflin University. We like to call ourselves a diamond a diamond in the rough that no one ever heard of, but now we're shining so bright. Everyone's trying to get to us because I can remember a time when I chose to go to Tuskegee when I graduated from Irmo High School in Columbia, South Carolina. But if I could do it
Okay.
all over again, I probably would have chose Claflin because they're leading in the sciences and the natural sciences and forensics. And my major was biology. So I would definitely go to Claflin if I could do it all over again.
Well, I really think you have a beautiful university, and I was excited to see that during that year, that when they ranked number one, they outranked Howard. So
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. So you're still not far from Howard.
We're
You're
not,
not.
yep, we've had a, presidential change as well. And now we
Okay.
see the momentum is coming back because everyone, of course, loved Dr. Tisdale and his leadership. But now we're under Dwan Warmack. And so you have that in between where you're like, oh no. But Dr. Warmack is doing his thing at Claflin University, and we're going to make it to number one again.
So students that who are considered a gap year because of the pandemic,
Mhm.
or they have other challenges, what would you advise? Would be your advice to these students?
To those students who have that gap year, not making
Having
it
gap
in.
year, yeah, due to the pandemic, due to the virus, or there might be some other things going on in their lives that they have to sit out for that year.
Right. Well, here's my thing. My thing is, if you wanted to go to Claflin University, that is great, but don't stop your education because you can't come to Claflin University. So in
Okay.
the meantime, if your goal is to get into Claflin, but you may have to stay home and do online courses, I suggest you go to a tech school and do your general courses. So when you transfer into Claflin, you really won't be off for the simple fact you've taken your general courses. You might have to do freshman orientation, those things, but you won't be behind. So don't sit
Right.
there and say, well, I'll just get a job until the pandemic's over because, that may not happen as well either. So
Mhm.
continue to get your education. Don't let the pandemic stop you, and don't try to, oh, if I can't go to Claflin, I'll go to another school like USC and then I'll transfer in. Don't do that because you're paying an astronomical fee for just one semester to transfer into a private school. So do tech schools, get those general requirements in that that you'll have to take when you're in college, transfer those in. And then at that point, to get in Claflin, you have to keep a 2.0 because now you're a transfer student.
Right. And I so agree with you. My advice to students is to continue going on. Don't stop. If you don't put a year between you and your freshman year out of high school.
Right.
And after graduating from college, going into grad school, that's what you're going to pursue. Because a lot of students will say, well, I'm going to wait another year. No, don't wait because you may not go.
You'll get
Anything can happen
comfortable.
within that year. Yeah, so continue the process until you complete.
Yep. Yep.
So how do you have internships for students on campus?
Oh yeah, we definitely have a lot of internships. Once again, my favorite is the sciences because Dr. Verley Tisdale, when she was the chair for the department. She's now our interim provost. Um,
Okay.
she was sending students to internships, 80 students every summer into an internship. There's a
Oh,
Novartis
wow.
is a company, a pharmaceutical company. They only have 20 spots for students. Claflin had none of those spots. We got one student in 1 year. Then the next
Okay.
thing you knew, we got another student in. The next thing you knew, Claflin had taken over 12 of those 20 spots. So yes,
Right.
we're definitely going into those places where we need to be sitting on the front row every time. So yeah, internships are so available through the Office of Development and through whatever your majors may be. They might have some other things that the Office of Career Development may not know about within your major.
Okay, sounds great. So are your classes set up on lecture based or discussion based?
Um, a little bit of both. It kind of depends on the professor and how they want to teach that class, especially in this kind of time. So it just depends on the professor and the person who's teaching that class, how they want to set that class up.
Okay, that's great. I prefer discussion class. I did better than
Yeah, because once you talk
lecturing.
about it, you remember it. It's like giving a little educated gossip. You throw something at me,
Mhm.
I throw something back at you, but you remembered it because you had that
Exactly.
conversation.
So living on campus, students can live on campus for 4 years, and or they can choose to live off campus. Do you have off campus housing as well,
Ma'am?
or they can just get an apartment that's not related to Claflin?
Well, we have both. We have off-campus housing, and some of the off-campus housing is under the umbrella of Claflin. We don't own it, but it's under the umbrella of Claflin. And then at the
Okay.
same time, you also have apartments around Orangeburg that you'll be able to, rent as well. And you have houses that alumni have, and they have those houses that some persons have given it to their estate to Claflin, and we're able to
Right.
turn that into student housing as well. So there are so many places for students to live, and then you have professors and some staff members and other persons around campus who also have apartments and boarding houses, and they're beautiful boarding houses. And we have a lot of students, international students, who also live there as well. So there's always a place for them to live.
Okay. And they can have a vehicle on campus?
Now, their freshman year, the vehicle, we ask you not to bring a vehicle because parking is a little limited at Claflin. But let's just say you're from Conway, and you have a job at the Walmart,
Mhm.
and on the weekends and holidays, you work there. And your mom and your parents aren't going to be able to come back and forth to pick you up and take you back. So if you get a letter from your manager saying that you do work there on those weekends and holidays, you'll be able to bring your car and get a permit for that once you turn that into our vice president, Dr. Durant of student development.
Okay. A transcript, getting your transcript evaluated. Where would a student go to get their transcript evaluated?
To the records office. Well, you can come to admissions. You turn it into admissions, but it gets evaluated in our records office, which is right across the hallway from us. So yeah, and we're a unit that works together under the umbrella of enrollment management, but that's the registrar's office and admissions and financial aid.
Okay, okay, good. So it wouldn't be difficult for them to get your transcripts or to get them evaluated to let you know where you stand, I
Right,
guess, as
right,
far as graduation. Yeah.
right, right.
And I was wondering about the English. You have a lot of students don't speak English on campus, so do you have you have to take an English proficiency in order to enroll there? Is that part of the process?
Well, let's see. We have a intensive English is what they'll take once they get there. So if you don't speak that English language fluently, then we have a
Okay.
class called intensive English, and they'll take that under the leader. It's under the humanities department, and that is also on the web as well. And you can also
Oh,
go to the frequently asked questions if they didn't hear some of the things that we were speaking of, and you can find it on that page as well.
okay. So I need to plug in the our website to viewers. Please go to educateouryouth.info for any information about today's program, and also our Facebook search is the symbol at Educate Our Youth Info. So I guess I know that Claflin don't have a football team.
No.
So what type of band? Do you have a concert band? Do you have a band at all, or what type of I know
Well,
you
we
said
have,
music, right? So
right. We have a concert band, an orchestra, and we had a
okay,
jazz band. But we have to get some leadership under jazz band, not an instructor for our jazz band. But we still have the bands, and we also have a pep band. Since we do not have a football team, we have no marching band. So we do have a
okay.
pep band for the basketball games. But if you wanted to be on a marching band, you can always be on the band at South Carolina State, which is our daughter school, our institution. So we're right next door. So if you wanted to do that, you can be on the band at South Carolina State, and you can also be a flag girl, but you cannot be a football player.
I didn't know that you could be on the marching 101. That's great. That's
Mhm.
great. You have been very informative. It's been wonderful talking to you. And to our viewers, if you have any questions, please send me. You can email Paula at what is your
Oh, PC Payton, that's P is in Paul, C is in cat, another P is in Paul, Ayton, and that says that's PC Payton, like pay me a ton of money, pay ton. So therefore at claflin.edu. And you can also find me on the website in admissions under Meet the Counselors. I'm the first one. So there you go.
So if you have any questions about admission to Claflin, if your students, if any of your children or students are thinking about attending Claflin, please send her an email so you can get some more information, or maybe I don't know when you're gonna do in-house tours or not, but I know you used to, but right now with everything that's going on, it may be a little difficult, but at least they can get the information from you as to where to go, how to start
Right. And for
to
the
enroll
tours right
there.
now, the virtual tour that we saw, that is also
Yeah,
online. So you can go that way. I know that we won't be doing tours for the academic period for 2020. We'll look into 2021 when we get there because we don't know where we're going with this. But right now, the
right.
virtual tour is available for those. And if you just want to speak to me and I can tell you what the buildings feel and look like, you can call me and we can do that too.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Paula, for joining me this afternoon. It's really been fun. It's been very informative, and we have to do this again because sometimes, we don't retain things for a very long time. So, we'll have to do another one of these
I
in the
would
coming
love to.
future.
I would
All
love to.
right.
It's so nice to meet you, Miss Thompson. I feel like we've been talking since the pandemic, kind of in the middle of it, and it's just good
So
to
we
finally
have,
meet you.
exactly. Nice meeting you also. So good evening, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Get good rest.
Claflin.
Yes.